Good evening. This is Dana, your host at Bible Bedtime. In each episode, I read a full chapter of the Bible and play soft sounds to help lull you into a peaceful sleep. Tonight it is Season 3, Episode 136. And I am reading from Leviticus 2. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to all of you who have responded through Facebook or on Apple Podcasts or some other medium to provide me with some feedback. I read every single message and I respond. It really helps me to hear from you. We had one of our listeners provide a review on Apple iTunes, and this is from the person very cleverly named Opinionated Review. Honestly, I was a little nervous when I saw the author's name, but I felt much better once I saw the title, and it says, Awesome Podcast. Oh, well, thank you. I love this podcast. Recommend to anyone wanting to end their day with the word. Opinionated Review, thank you for that review. It means the world to me. It helps other people find Bible Bedtime, and it provides me with the feedback and, honestly, the encouragement that I need just as everyone needs. I ran across a quote. I love reading quotes. I found a quote today that really resonated with me, and I wanted to share it with you. It's from John Burroughs, and it says, happiness comes most to persons who seek it least and think least about it. It is not an object to be sought. It is a state to be induced. It must follow and not lead. It must overtake you and not you overtake it. I think the reason it resonates so well with me is that, to me, it somewhat mirrors Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. When he talks about, blessed are those who mourn, blessed are the peacemakers, blessed are those who are persecuted. And when he's saying blessed, it's really happy. Happy are those who seek comfort. And if we seek first to do God's will in our lives, then happiness will follow. But before we can do God's will, we've got to get the sleep that our bodies and our minds need. And that's why Bible Bedtime is here. I also recently read an exercise, a breathing exercise, and if you've ever listened to Bible Bedtime before, you know I like to encourage you to take very deep breaths In this exercise, it is recommended that you inhale for a count of 5, hold the breath for a count of 5, release it for a count of 5, and hold it for a count of 5. And if you feel like it, I'd love to invite you to join me as we do this exercise. We're going to do it 3 times. Now, I will count for you so that you won't have to count. But let's start. Breath 1, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Release 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Release 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Now take one more deep breath. And then just let the air come out. Very good. How does that make you feel? You feel different? Do you like that? Was it a good exercise? I'd love to hear from you. Now, tonight we are reading Leviticus 2. Let's begin. When someone brings a grain offering to the Lord, his offering is to be of fine flour. He is to pour oil on it, put incense in it, and take it to Aaron's sons, the priests. The priest shall take a handful of the fine flour and oil, together with all the incense, and burn this as a memorial portion on the altar, an offering made by fire, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. The rest of the grain offering belongs to Aaron and his sons. It is a most holy part of the offerings made to the Lord by fire. If you bring a grain offering baked in an oven, it is to consist of fine flour, cakes made without yeast and mixed with oil, or wafers made without yeast and spread with oil. If your grain offering is prepared on a griddle, it is to be made of fine flour mixed with oil and without yeast. Crumble it and pour oil on it. It is a grain offering. If your grain offering is cooked in a pan, it is to be made of fine flour and oil. Bring the grain offering made of these things to the Lord. Present it to the priest, who shall take it to the altar. He shall take out the memorial portion from the grain offering and burn it on the altar as an offering made by fire, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. The rest of the grain offering belongs to Aaron and his sons. It is a most holy part of the offerings made to the Lord by fire. Every grain offering you bring to the Lord must be made without yeast. For you are not to burn any yeast or honey in an offering made to the Lord by fire. You may bring them to the Lord as an offering of the first fruits, but they are not to be offered on the altar as a pleasing aroma. Season all your grain offerings with salt. Do not leave the salt of the covenant of your God out of your grain offerings. Add salt to all your offerings. If you bring a grain offering of first fruits to the Lord, offer crushed heads of new grain roasted in the fire. Put oil and incense on it. It is a grain offering. The priest shall burn the memorial portion of the crushed grain and the oil, together with all the incense, as an offering made to the Lord by fire. And as part of the new edition for Season 3, I am reading a few lines from the book of Proverbs. Tonight I am reading Proverbs 1, 8 through 19. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They will be a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, "Come along with us, let's lie in wait for someone's blood. Let's waylay some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave, and whole like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot with us, and we will share a common purse. My son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet rush into sin. They are swift to shed blood. How useless to spread a net in full view of all the birds. These men lie in wait for their own blood. They waylay only themselves. Such is the end of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the lives of those who get it. as is our routine, we'll end Bible Bedtime with a reading of the Lord's Prayer, which is found in Matthew 6. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil